All right, so working with elimination today, you have that packet in front of you. That's what I'm going off of. Okay, we're going to do half of it together. So, looking at number 1, do number 1 together. All right, number 1. Remember with elimination, we want to get rid of one of the variables. Okay, look for opposites. On this example, do we have opposites? Looking at the x's and the y's. So what I mean by opposites is if one of them's positive, one of them's negative. Okay, so I'm focusing on the y's right now because those look the easiest to get rid of. Okay, do I need to add or subtract to get rid of those? We're going to add them together. So add, make it a little equation. Okay, so we have negative 3x plus negative 3x. We get negative 6x. What happens to the y's? We have 4y minus 4y. They're gone. Okay, and then we're equal to 15 plus 15. 30. So right there, our whole goal is to get rid of one of the variables, so we're only left with 1. Okay, now how do we solve for x? Divide by negative 6. So we get x equals negative 5. We found x. Underline it. What do we do with that now to find y? Plug it in. Does it matter which one you plug it into? No, just pick one of them. I'm going to pick the top one. Okay, so if I plug in negative 3 times negative 5 plus 4y equals 15. And then you just continue solving for y. Okay, again, we're going to be ending up dividing with 0. Can this happen? Can 0 divided by 4 happen? Yes, we get 0. Okay, so now we have an x and we have a y. How do we write our answer? Yep, so we get negative 5, 0. Any questions on that one? Okay, go ahead and try number 2. It is very similar to number 1. On this one, the first thing you want to look for is opposites. Same number on the same variable, but opposite signs. Do we have that on this one? Right away we do, right? The x's. So both of these have 1, same number, and they have opposite signs. So what do we need to do with the 2 equations? Add or subtract? Add them together. So x's go away, and then we have negative 5y plus 10y. 5y, and then we get 19 plus a negative 29, or 19 minus 29. We get negative 10. Last step, divide by 5. Y equals negative 2. So that is your y value. Looking at number 5, what do you notice? They're all the same signs, okay? Since they're all the same signs, can we still get rid of one of them? Yeah, but instead of adding, what do we need to do? We need to subtract. Yep. So I'm going to subtract everything. So we have negative 5x minus a negative 5x. What happens if it's minus a negative? Makes it positive. So it's going to be negative 5x plus, all of these turn into plus. Negative 5x plus 5x gives you what? 0, gone. Negative 4y plus 4y, 0, gone. So on this side we have 0, and then we have 12 plus 15, 27. What happens if we get to this point? It's a no solution. Yep. We have a false statement, so our answer is no solution. If we had a true statement, what would our answer be? Infinite. Yep. Good. Okay. One number 6 next. Again, look for the variable that has the same number. Which variable has the same number in front? Y. They both have 3. They are the same sign, so what do we need to do? Subtract. Yep, subtract all of them. Remember the negatives. Negative and a negative turn into positives. Yep. I like to go through and put those signs in there before I forget. Okay? So we have 3x plus 6x. 9x. 3y minus 3y. Gone. Then we have 0 plus 27. 27. Divide. We get x equals 3. Good. And then what is my next step from here? Substitute. Yep. Take this x equals 3 and plug it into either equation and then solve for y. So once you get your elimination step and you get one variable, you're back to substitution. So I'm just going to take this first equation. 3x plus 3y equals 0. Again, you can pick the other one. So now I'm going to take x equals 3, plug that 3 in for the x. So we have 3 times 3, and then everything else stays the same. And now you just solve. 3 times 3, 9, plus 3y equals 0. What is my goal now? Get y by itself. Yep, so keep getting y by itself. We subtract. We have 3y equals negative 9, and then we divide by 3. Y equals negative 3. Okay, so our answer is 3, negative 3. On this one, you want to always check first if we have the same number on the same variable. Do we have that? No, they're all different, right? So you want to look at which variable are the same common factors. Which one can go into each other. So looking at the x's, do 12 and 6, can we make those work together? Yes. If we didn't look at y, can 8 and 3, can we easily make those work together? No. So we want to focus on the x's. We want to turn one of the x's into the other. Does that make sense? So we have 12x and we have negative 6x. Which one can I turn into the other? By multiplying by something. Right. We want to get 6 to be 12.
Oh, so multiply.
Yes. Multiply that whole equation by
-2.
yes. It doesn't matter, positive or negative 2, because then you can either end up adding or subtracting at the end. Yep. So we're just going to try our best. If I multiply this whole thing by 2, I'm multiplying every single term by 2. Does that make sense? So if I multiply every single term by 2, what do I have now?